Hello and welcome to a sneak peek video. This video is about all of the vocational schools in Hamburg. All of them! I'm going to show you literally every elevator that you can find at the vocational schools, and it was quite an awful sort of work as all of these elevators are locked off, with one exception that we will get to later in the video. Let's get started. The schools 1 and 2 share a campus with 3 buildings, and each of this building has got an eco-disc elevator, so there are 3 in total. And for some bizarre reason they do have got different sort of doors. School 3 has got 2 different locations, and each of these locations has got an eco-disc. At one of these locations this is actually a kitchen elevator. The other one is just a basic one. School 4 has got 4 elevators, no pun intended, and these are all old elevators from the 1960s and 70s, but unfortunately one of these elevators has been completely replaced. The other 3 ones, however, are still old. Some of the elevators have got a triple lockout. You do need a key if you want to call these elevators, then you do need the key to open up the doors, and as if that is not enough, you also need it to unlock all of the floor buttons. Well, that's the proper protection. That is almost up to military standard. When it comes to the replaced elevator, I don't know what brand it is because that's actually the only elevator I didn't manage to get into, but I'm pretty sure that this is a Klemann elevator. We will get to one of these later in the video. School 6 got its elevator being completely replaced, and just take a look at how grim this is. It just has got metal doors. This looks so dull and it doesn't fit the architecture whatsoever. There used to be an old elevator here, but as you can see it has been replaced. It is so annoying. There are actually better examples for elevator replacements in old schools rather than this one, which we will get to see right in the next school. And well, here is Site School, School 7, which has got a pretty nice looking elevator. Yes, it has also been replaced, but it looks a lot better with its blue doors. It fits the architecture. The blue color can also, for example, be found at the door frames and at the window frames, and for that reason, this is just the way it should look. Yeah, I know the cab design isn't all that inspiring, but most of the people get this elevator to see with a closed door, so it doesn't really matter. There's nothing to show about School 8 as this school is currently closed for renovation. And while this happens, the school moved into a different building with no elevator in it. So we have got no other choice than to skip this one and go for the next. School 9 has got 2 locations, but one of these locations was closed, and the other one did not have got an elevator. Well, it has got a stair lift that grants access to 2 classrooms. Yeah, that's all, 2 classrooms. Call that accessibility. School 10 does not have got any elevators, so let's skip to School 11, which has got a single corner eco-disc. School 12 has got 2 locations and 3 eco-disc elevators. And the elevator at the old building, well, how should I put it? It looks quite bizarre, almost like it doesn't belong there. I was quite disappointed from my visit to School 13 as I came too late and the elevator has been replaced by one of these really colorless elevators. There's also a second elevator in the new building which has got a 3-speed door. Okay, same story for School 14, where, when I have been there for the first time, the elevator was currently ripped out. And now, when I returned, I found this elevator being completely replaced. And yeah, it looks so colorless. It was even more disappointing. Once the elevator starts moving, this will cause a massive bump, which is really creepy. School 15 still has got its old elevator from the 70s. Well, it has been modernized, but it still has got the original doors, which is pretty nice. School 16 has got a Rammenzweig, a Klemann elevator in disguise. And there's also a second elevator, which is a Weimann, an Arona elevator in disguise. And it has got a quite rare sort of button that looks really cheap. School 17 is quite simple. It has got 3 corner eco-disc elevators. School 18 has got many different buildings, but only one of them has got an elevator, and this one is also an eco-disc. I really like that green door though. I think colors do make a difference, and it lets the elevator look a lot better. School 19 has got an old elevator from the 70s, which has been modernized a bit, but it hasn't been changed so much. Look at this, it even has got the original ashtray. But it's only a matter of time before this elevator gets removed because this building is just about to be demolished in the near future. It gets replaced by a new building. The next school, School 21, yes, there is no 20, has got 3 Schindler elevators, 2 of which are from the 90s. The elevators from the 90s have got D-series buttons, and the third elevator is a Schindler 3300, which looks like it doesn't require a key, but it actually does. If you press the call button, it just won't do anything. School 22 is a quite interesting architecture from the 1930s. Sadly, the elevator isn't that old. It is from the 1970s, and wow, it has been modernized so much. The elevator cab looks everything but old, which is quite disappointing. When I went, this elevator was left in an unlocked state, but there are transponder readers at every floor. School 23 has got an eco-disc from 2009, which, quite unusual for Hamburg, uses an ordinary key instead of a transponder. And the second elevator is a Lutz elevator from 2022. I'm just kidding here. This is of course an Arona elevator that's just been branded as a Lutz. Still yet it looks pretty nice with its glass shaft, but sadly the cab isn't glass. What a wasted opportunity. If you go to School 24, you can leave your elevator keys at home, as you don't need them here. This is one of the few schools with its elevators being completely unlocked. There are 2 elevators from the 90s, which fortunately have been modernized. And there's a brand new building with an Osma elevator from 2016, which is also not locked off. Visiting the elevators at School 25 is a bit like just going back in time. There's a brand new Z lift. Yeah, I know, that's quite an unfortunate name nowadays. There's also an Osma elevator from the mid-2000s, and that's pretty nice, there's a freight elevator which is complete and original from the 70s. Really nice and quite unexpected. School 26 has got 2 buildings, one of which has got 6 floors above the ground floor. And no, they didn't show any mercy to unlock the elevator because it has got so many floors. No, I'm not even kidding here. You can actually find some schools with a lot of floors which have got some of the floors being unlocked. But this is not what they've done here. You've just got to walk all of the floors if you really need to get there. There's also a second building which is not that tall, so it is quite much excuse that you can't get into the elevator without a key. And the elevator there is just a basic Osma one. School 27 has got a 1980s elevator which does not look like a 1980s elevator at all anymore since it's been completely modernized. Oh dear. The second elevator in the new building is just another eco-disc. School 28 is another tall school. Do you think that they showed mercy and unlocked the elevators for everyone? Well, they actually did, although not that much. You can only use the elevators from the ground floor up to the highest floor below the top floor. So for example, if the building has got floors, ground and then 1 to 7, you can use the elevators to get to floor 6. And this is exactly what they've done here. There's a set of 2 elevators, and beside that one is also a teacher elevator. Yeah, still yet they do need an elevator for themselves. And in the new building there is a single elevator which you can only use between ground floor and floor 4 without a key. And there's also a teacher elevator right next to it. Next one to go is School 29, which has got a Hütter elevator from the 2000s. And yes, it doesn't really look that nice with its shiny metal doors. But there's also a second elevator, which is an eco-disc, and just take a look at what difference it makes to paint the doors. It looks a lot better in the architecture. And now to School 30, which is quite a big building with only a single elevator in it though, which is another Kone eco-disc. And I can't stress enough to anyone how important it is to paint the shaft doors. It fits a lot better to the architecture than what a metal door would. Yes, even if the door's just painted in white. And well, it's now time to finish this off with the last remaining school, which is School 32. Yeah, School 31 does not have got any elevator, but School 32 has. And it is another eco-disc. Well, not that spectacular for the ending, but it will do. Well, then that's it. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you for checking out all of the school elevators, at least the vocational school elevators in Hamburg, minus the one that I didn't manage to get into. And I hope you enjoyed that stuff. Tell me in the comments if you like that sort of videos, so I might do some more in the nearby future.